Got some coming up on the Tuesday. Got your girl in the color she choose.
Yo, welcome to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salud.
Salud. Yo, it's just one of them weeks. We starting off with a shot, baby. It's messing up my diet, but salud.
Gentlemen.
Eagle, are you good?
No chaser.
No chaser tonight.
Some holy water.
That's all it was.
You know what? That felt good. That really felt good.
Actually felt good,
That's
right?
Vodka.
Wait. So Igor, so vodka is pronounced vodka. Yeah, it's not from Russia, but it's the same area, right? I can't. No, but it's still the same region, right? Or no? It's not.
Never.
It's not
So-
Eastern Europe.
You guys pronounce it Wakia?
Can you get a microphone,
Okay.
Igor? You have a mic?
To your left, right there.
Yeah, because I know
know
sometimes
Igor
the
work
V's in Russia are sometimes pronounced as a W.
W's. That's like Hawaii is Hawaii.
So,
Hawaii.
how's it pronounced in
Hawaii.
your country?
Well, that's
Serbia.
In Serbia, how's it pronounced? Vodka, how's it pronounced?
Vodka.
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 Ruska
They
vodka.
put emphasis on the D.
That's similar
Pause.
to that.
On the D.
Because I know
Emphasis on the D.
Put
Pause.
the emphasis on the what?
On the
My
D.
country, in my country, rakia.
Rakia.
Rock with the R, right?
Yeah, with R.
Rakia.
Rakia.
I'll bring some.
You
if
bring
I get
some.
my hands on for like 1.5 of a drink of a day.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It's a Rakia. Yes. If you can
how do you
get
spell
some.
rakia? R
Yeah,
A.
it can be made like of a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Nice. We get some good old Russian vodka.
No rakia, no vodka.
Serbian rakia.
Serbian vodka. Ooh,
Srpska rakia.
I am so
Serb's
racist. I keep
rakia.
messing up. I called you
Nemo da se
Russian. I
zezeš.
apologize.
It's not Russia, it's Serbia, man. Actually, man, I think Serbia is sexier than Russia, man.
Russia
It
is
is.
sexy?
Serbia.
No,
Russia's
Serbia
not.
is super sexy.
You
Serbia
think
is super sexy. See, Serbia, that's how it sounds, Serbia, man.
Serbia
We
is
have this
sexy.
thing.
Serbia.
It's called schmeck. It's
Schmeck.
like a thing, like X Factor, but it's called schmeck, and that word there is no such word in the world.
Smack.
Like schmeck.
Schmack.
Schmeck.
Smack. And so you use it.
Smack
use it-
me and I
Yeah.
smack
Use it
your
in a
back.
sentence.
No, it's like when you're from Serbia, you have the schmeck,
Yo, you have, okay, it's like you got, right,
like that.
Oh, it's like
That's
the word.
not-
swag.
Like we say
Swag.
swag.
It's like
But,
swag.
but Serbian swag.
Serbian swag is
Kind
smack.
of. The schmeck.
Smack. Oh, he's smacking, yeah.
But it's all around. It's like a magic.
Smack,
So-
yeah.
wait,
What's the African American percentage in Syria? Where you
Probably zero.
0.0.
Zero.
Serbia.
because
So
they wouldn't be African American. They would be
like-
African Serbian.
Well, I want to
Yeah.
say black people.
Hold on, he's going to tell you.
zero.
Zero.
Like when we had a
You saw him on
guy
TV.
there, and he speaks Serbian fluently, and he was like the most popular guy in our.
Nice.
He was the fastest. He was very tall. He's
He
cool.
played good basketball.
He was like Yao
Not
Ming.
really. Not really.
That was so racist. Who said basketball?
But if you
I
if,
say
like if you're black and you go to the mall, everyone would stare,
Oh wow.
but not in a bad way.
Just in a way
Not
because
good
it's not,
way.
they're not used to seeing
Just-
it.
They're not used to seeing it, so they're like,
That's what I said. It's like,
Sweet,
like,
man.
like
That's
Yao
why-
Ming was. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Serbia sounds sexier than Russia.
That's why
Russia's
somebody
like
staring at me
plain,
like
man.
that. I'll be like, it's true, and I'll just drop my pants to just give.
He always wanna-
just be black. And get
You
all the
dream
girls.
about being a sex symbol, don't you?
No,
I
I'm
think
just
he
saying,
does.
That's probably what they think. If they hardly see black men, they probably think that the black man's penis is huge.
Well, people
Yeah.
that think
Yeah.
they
Is
think
that
that
what they
around
say
the world.
in Syria?
Yeah.
The women think, or you know, the
Hey,
other
hey,
people.
PSA, that's not a myth.
That's not a At least.
That would be the first association, obviously.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when it comes to that penis game, we got the smack.
We got the smack.
Smacking, yeah.
But,
So
but
if
I'll-
you're black and walking to the street or whatever, don't be surprised if a Serbian guy comes to you and like, let's measure it.
Oh
yeah.
You know?
Say what you got going on.
wow. Well, you know, and then our Vanilla brothers, they're known for their mouth action. So the women like that. Is that do you guys really
Yeah,
good at
like-
eating the vagina in Serbia?
We are good in everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Tell that.
Nice.
So you hear that, lady?
Hey, in case I don't know it, our engineer Igor, man,
Our engineer Igor.
He's like a real he's like a real thing over in Serbia too, man. He's not like an average guy walking around the streets, man. He's like a real deal, man. So
his dad is the prince or king.
well, no, no. I mean, he's actually. I don't know if you want me to tell it. You want to tell it? He's an artist, man. He's an artist. Yeah, but that's good. He shouldn't say it. Somebody else should say it. He's an artist, right? And his music is well known in Serbia. Like when he go to Serbia, he's like a big deal. Like we got to go to Serbia with him.
So
Damn.
We got to go to Serbia with him. Like
So
let me tell you all about him a little bit.
Yeah,
By the way, Peter
what
Plains,
kind of
love y'all
artist?
show. My show's on Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. Talk Trip Live.
Nice.
But when Igor first started here a couple weeks ago, he didn't really tell anybody anything, nobody anything. We developed a rapport, right? 'Cause he's my engineer too, right? And he tells me one day, and he was like, "This is what I'm about." Pulls up his videos. He's like, imagine a Serbian deadmau5, a low-key Serbian deadmau5. And that's what Igor is. He's DJ'd in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
He has 30,000 followers on Instagram.
He the real
2,
deal,
3,
yo.
4, 5,000 likes per pictures, millions of views on every single one of his videos. He has
Yeah.
unreleased
at
videos,
him looking all
300,000,
humble.
400,000 views. If
humble.
you played some of his stuff, it's like, like Pharrell level stuff.
Yeah, like we
And
go.
I don't say that lightly because I'm a huge Pharrell fan.
Yeah.
Very.
So Igor, how
Wow.
did you come to Listen Vision?
I applied for a job.
See, over in the States, so he walking around and we don't even know him here, right?
Right.
But if we walk in Serbia with him, it's gonna be like, we getting ready to get played.
Wow, when you came here, you just went straight to driving Uber, or you came here first? What did you do? Just straight.
that is
You're so-
that is
What?
the immigrant story though. That's like what my mom and my family had college degrees over where we came from, and when they came here, less than that. So
Wow.
it didn't matter. But anyway, big ups to
Big ups,
Igor.
man. Okay, wait, we
Yeah.
need to do
Thank
like
you.
a serious. We need to play one of your videos, like during our thing. You should do that.
We're gonna
During our
interview him
break.
one
We
day.
should
We're
give
gonna
a
pick one day.
shot for
We'll-
Igor.
On the break, okay.
We do a shot for Igor.
Hey, what's your
We'll be
Instagram, Igor, so we can get it out there?
My Instagram is deactivated at the moment
Oh, okay.
Oh,
because
Instagram,
I
yeah.
sent literally. So watch out for the viewers or everyone. I sent some explicit photos to my friend.
That'll do it.
With some girls at the club, whatever. They're not mine, but
I'm going to the club
when
with
I was
you,
sending
Igor.
the photos, I got a message which was like
You were
violation of
putting-
terms,
Yeah.
and my account is deactivated. So
Wow.
I'm hoping that they will give it back to me. If they don't, well,
Yeah.
Damn
I
you,
know,
Instagram.
man.
not that disaster.
Wow,
Damn you,
Igor.
IG. That's messed
You are
up.
the shit.
Wow.
Like real
I didn't
deal.
know we had. We
Yeah,
didn't-
so
we got
it's,
Igor.
what
Stop
do we call
discounting people.
It's the Dude Jones and Farrakhan and now Igor.
Igor,
all
hey.
banned from social media.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, I thought that was really
Alex
impressive,
Jones.
man. Like I heard his music and everything. I was like, man,
Wow.
super fly. Like over there, he's like a big deal. Like,
Wow. Well, I hate to change the subject to something negative. I mean, I love to do
let's
that.
do it.
But anyway, so a certain situation happened with this young lady on my morning job, and it kind of was sad. So
Your morning job.
my morning job.
Got 2 jobs.
I
Okay,
have
all
two
right.
jobs. I have 3 jobs.
Okay.
But anyway, so
Hoeing is job number 1. So he was on the host row with one of his hoes.
Okay.
Uber driving.
Uber, no, DoorDash. But anyway, so she's on the train this morning, and I told her I was gonna tell this story. And so she witnessed this older white gentleman get up. He had a cane, and he was sitting in the chair. Another lady came, a lady came. He got up, gave this other older lady, white lady, his seat. Then he goes in front of the young girl. She's Hispanic, and he stands in front of her with his hand. Was like, "You need to get up, get your seat. This is priority seating for handicap." She was like, she ignored him at first. So then he insisted on just standing in her face and kind of antagonizing her.
Right.
And then the person beside him, which was another older guy, got up and said, "Hey, sir, you can have my seat." And then they went on to talk about this girl. And the girl said, "Look, all disabilities are not displayed. I have a disability. I'm going through chemo right now, so I'm unable to stand. So this seat I can have." So then the older gentleman says to her, "You should have said something. It's not you."
It's not none of their
That's
business.
what she was saying. She said, "It's not my opinion to tell you. I didn't have to tell you that, but
Right,
I'm
right,
just
right.
telling you." And so, but not only did he do that, the other gentleman beside her began to antagonize the lady, saying you should have told the man instead of you knew that he wanted. My thing is, why did you give your seat up anyway if you wanted the seat to the other lady? And then why are you bothering this young girl?
Yeah.
And like, who did these people? And then people
because based off of the surface, he just assumes she's
healthy,
chilling, right?
So there's a question here. Was she there before he got there? And is that why he sat across in the regular seat?
Probably so. It don't matter. He had a. But the thing is,
Yeah, all right. So if she didn't have disability, then he would have the right to be like, hey, or he's go to the conductor say,
okay, but he has the right to say that. But if she say no, you move on because like you can't force nobody to get up. So her whole point is the thing is you cannot see everybody's disability. And
That's true.
And so it's not fair for him to do that.
Which is the reason why I always try to teach people not to jump to conclusions. Like in a heated moment, even regardless of how you feel, and you can be convinced of all the facts that you have, but it might be something you don't have. And Tito knows this very well because lawyers always, their specialty is pulling out a fact that the other side doesn't have that changes the whole picture, right? So I always try to tell people, even if you're heated and you think you're right, still start off with a question,
right,
rather than an accusation, because you never know other facts, And
it doesn't say you have to have a handicap sticker if you're going to sit in these seats on the train.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
You just have to be handicapped, exactly.
And so there is.
I don't have to announce it, but like you said, like Tito said, if she was sitting there before he got there and she didn't appear, he could ask her. But if she doesn't comply, I don't know how they go. I guess the thing to do is to go to the conductor.
I mean,
right?
some people want to police things they shouldn't be policing.
True.
True, but
They why they get knocked on their ass.
But here's the thing, though. Like, even people with handicaps don't look handicapped when they're sitting down, because they're not. They don't display their affection. Like if they have a leg limp or you can't see it because they're sitting down.
Yeah. I agree.
The only way you can see sometimes is if they have like a wheelchair or
exactly,
cane or something like that. But in her case, she was completely justified in sitting down.
And he would need to just go to the conductor, maybe.
She probably should have said something earlier to avoid the argument. Say, hey, I have this.
That's a sensible, regular thing to do, but she doesn't have to.
Well, she said,
to your point.
basically, he was rude to her. He was like,
mind your damn business. That's what she should have said.
But I'm on that point with you about people policing stuff they shouldn't be policing, man, because I can't stand when I'm driving down the median strip on the side of the road on the Beltway and somebody try to pull over and stop me.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yo, let me do what I'm doing, man. Like, I'm going to take the ticket. Don't worry about me.
That's right.
You gonna
I'm the one.
You gonna police me for the whole road? Like,
yeah.
I didn't just diss you. I diss everybody.
Yes. And you want to try to police me from passing your stupid ass,
Like,
even though I'm still get around you.
Exactly. You sitting in traffic, let me go, man.
But and then of course you guys heard recently about the another what they call it, Madeline Nancy, the people that call the police for no reason at all.
Yeah, I haven't heard it's a new one.
The latest, oh God, I had it in my head because I had it written down and left it. But the latest
We'll
one,
find it out.
But whoever the person did it, this was it. The young lady was eating on the train.
Okay.
And so the white woman complained, and she called the police, and she posted on Instagram and said something really mean about the girl.
Right.
Very distasteful. Come to find out, it went viral. The girl, the young lady, they found that when people did further research, they found out this young lady works like 2 jobs. She's in between jobs, and that was her only time to eat. And she was like really famished. Like they told her the story.
Facts you don't know, right?
Facts you don't know. So anyway, it went viral. Somebody connected, and they showed that this woman made this bad statement about this lady, posted this big old tweet.
Wow.
But the woman was a publisher. She was working for this big-time publishing company. Once the publishing company got word of her tweet and how badly she talked about this woman and didn't know the situation, they dropped her from her book deal, and she lost a lot of money from just being a melody.
From being
not minding your business.
Just being an asshole, though.
Right.
And that reminds me of 2 things. One, what I'm going to talk about later on, and that's we talked about people policing each other, and now DC is introducing a bill that would allow residents to issue certain traffic tickets.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So I'll talk about that later. But,
That's dumb.
But I've had a case recently.
Catch me if you can.
I had a case recently. It was about this lady. She's a doctor, a accomplished psychiatrist. She was walking her dog, and some white lady pulled up on the car and said, "Pick up your dog's poop." She's like, "My dog didn't poop. I'm not picking anything up. Nothing to pick up." So she kept harassing her and kept antagonizing her and yelling at her through the car window. Lady walks down the street. My client walks down the street. This lady reverses back into the street towards her, stops the car in the middle of the street, leaves it on, chases after her, and gets in her face and says, "Hey, could you please pick up your dog's poop? If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Give me a bag, I'll do it." And she's like, "No, my dog didn't poop. There's nothing to pick up. Leave me alone. Leave me alone." I continued for a little bit. She went to go pet her dog. She's like, "Don't touch my dog." So she got back. She went back to the car. My client walked away. My client walked into a parking lot where she saw two of our friends from the neighborhood. This lady comes back, pulls into the parking lot, tries to get into my client's face, has a phone because my client was recording her earlier. This wasn't in the news a little while ago, but it didn't get too big. Thank God for my client because she was embarrassed by it. But the lady came after her. She was talking to her two neighbors, explained about what happened.
Right.
She came towards her with her phone, recording her, and got into her face like this.
Oh Lord.
My client smacked the phone out of her hand, and then took it and smashed it. That's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But she was this is self-defense kind of. And smashing
Right.
is probably a little too much, but either way, that could have blown up if there was not video to it to be like another what you call it, scooper pooper scooper. Pooper scooper patty or something like that.
Yeah. It could have turned into that. Sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
People are just not minding their business. Mind your business.
Being assholes and not minding their
And then
business.
you losing money. I hope
And
this
case
is
dismissed. Yeah, she paid me, but I got her case dismissed. But but she lost a lot of money, and she's heard about her reputation.
But it's just funny that. But that's why I think that's a bad idea for the whole civilians giving out
Well, we're
citations.
gonna talk about that during.
Yeah,
the
I'm just saying
second.
this is a bad idea.
So we got a
like-
lot to talk about that. We might as well. Oh
We'll
God, I
tell
didn't
you what
realize how
happened.
late it is. It's 10:30.
Well, let me throw one thing at you guys.
Okay, go ahead.
I just thought this was strange. I read this young lady. She just brought this to my attention. She was like, "Do you realize how much you say this is the thing? Do you realize how much you say this is the thing?
Who says that? Him?
Everybody says it. Right? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking, you know what I'm saying? When you're ready to make when you're really ready to make the good point, you be like, "But this is the thing."
Oh yeah, I don't say that though.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
I don't.
We'll see
think
tonight.
say that
I
either.
don't think I do.
We'll see tonight.
But hold on, this is the thing though. When you're doing, I'm just kidding.
Every time.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, we're gonna go to a quick break. We'll come back
break.
with our drink of the day.
Hey, Igor.
Hey. Anyway,
You better DJ than you are producer.
anyway, we'll be right back. Igor, you such an ass. Yo.
In your arms, I wanna wake up. In your arms, I wanna live. Take me to your car and drive away, so far away. No one needs to know where we are going. Take me anywhere, anywhere, drive away. Come on and show me your favorite place. Let's stay up all night till the sun comes up. I'll be your moonlight, and your shining In your eyes, I wanna get lost. In your eyes, I see the truth. Take me to your car and drive away, so far away. Let the radio play Firestone. Take me anywhere, drive away. Come on and show me your
So let's see if I can get this down
Hey, I got a nice
to where
pillow
it's
for
supposed to
somebody.
be. A pillow. When's the next Lucas walk?
You mean
Don't worry.
Where's your
epilepsy?
girlfriend?
You mean
Yes.
that's that was end of last month.
Isn't it? So is it
We're in a tree, stumbling, falling faster into a place that we call our own. It's a place that we created that no one knows how to see. Not listening to the world outside as it moves on and on and on and on. And we're recklessly sedated by greater imagination, so filled with elation. So fly away with me, take my hand. This could be only us. So fly away with me to another land. We'll be passing stars.
I didn't get an invitation.
Now here we are, we've come this far, and it's beautiful, like nobody knows. But then I take my glasses off just to realize what's been disguised underneath the web of lies. So fly away with me, take my hand. This could be only ours. So fly away with me to another land. We'll be passing stars. Even if it falls So fly away with me, take my hand. This could be only ours. So fly away with me to another land. We'll be passing stars. Just you and me in another land.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute, salute, salute. It is such a delay on the Facebook. It's kind of weird for me. But anyway,
Stop watching
Huh?
Facebook. Just let it flow.
just let it flow.
There's
Yo,
also a delay on the Listen Vision too.
yo, Dave is rocking out apparel. You see it?
Dave
He got
always has the best
He got the
apparel.
low cut, showing the cleavage. Yes, you can see the new shirt, the logo. Show him your tattoo, Dave. He's all in. He's all in, people. He is all in. Anyway,
The open bar, almost. It was almost.
almost.
There we go.
There you go. I'm about to have it here across my stomach like Thug Life or
Nah,
Tupac.
he said he was gonna get it. He was
Wait a
gonna get a
minute.
tramp stamp of it.
That would be nasty. I already got a tramp stamp. I just can't show
Why
it.
now every time I think of Tupac, I think of Juicy Smollett.
The gay Tupac.
Anyway, you order these shirts online at openbartuesdays@gmail.com. Part of the proceeds to benefit some charity that Sharice was supposed to tell us, but we don't know yet. But
You got a lot of them.
oh, epilepsy, right? We still doing that?
That's
Yeah.
one of them.
That's one of them.
Epilepsy
What happened to
is
Puerto
the
Rico?
seizures, not the.
I went and donated to Puerto Rico about a week ago.
He did good. He gave the rest of the money. So we starting
I'm
at
proud of
zero
you.
now.
Start-
We
Congrats.
starting at zero now.
Starting over
y'all.
again. All
I'll
right.
go for this charity that I don't know the name. Oh, epilepsy. I'm sorry.
We wanna
It's
focus on
$5,000, people, and we are right now at 99 cents. So y'all help us out, man. Help us do this. Anyway,
Oh gosh. I love
yo, my favorite segment of the show is our what? Drinking
Drink
of the
of the
day. Drinking of the day. Hey, okay. He did that. Yo, of course, right now we're drinking the bittersweet. Y'all taste it?
Nah, not yet. We're waiting on you.
Bittersweet.
The bittersweet. Anyway, the bittersweet.
It's not bad.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right.
Boy, you scared. I thought it was good. Anyway, the bittersweet is made with our choice of vodka. How you say it again? The vodka?
No rock.
Vodka.
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 Vod. Start with vod.
Oh,
Vod.
You got to remember the D is in there. You got the long D in there.
vodka.
That's what she said.
Vodka.
The vodka. The vodka triple sec along with a splash. Splash.
You don't like long D's?
Pause up in here.
Oh my
teeth
Lord.
in your
What,
mouth
what
so
is
much.
going on? Anyway, vodka. Vodka. Is that right?
Yeah.
Triple sec along with a splash of sour mix and some grapefruit juice for your taste to create the what? Bittersweet, people. What
Bittersweet.
do y'all think about the drink?
alright.
It's normally served as a martini, but since you guys act all like pause and you scratch your balls and stuff, so we put ice in a cup. So
You don't scratch your balls? That's what you're trying to say.
I ain't saying that. We're just saying everything is a pause, but poor pastor was traumatized by his children. His men.
I mean,
understand.
literally, I don't even want to be around him no more because you can't say nothing. You gotta say, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to dealing with basketball, I mean, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like you anything you say, man.
Hot dogs.
You
Eating
can't
hot dogs.
eat hot dogs. You can't say the man
Can't
D'd
lick
him
a
up.
ice
You
cream.
mean like basketball? He penetrates the lane.
You have to say penetrates the lane. You can't say he penetrated hard.
Well, what?
They be like, excuse me, pops.
Well, I saw.
Well, he said he
So,
backed
We
him
have a
down hard
millennial
the
in
thing.
here. I mean,
Yeah, they don't let you get away with nothing. They be like, you gotta
is that a pause moment?
you gotta be specific
You know
about.
what? And my coworker who's listening from
But
New
these
York.
terminologies anyway are a little bit uncouth. As a matter of fact, okay, my 2 cents on football. is
We're talking about basketball?
Okay. okay.
And you just
It's
came
You got
all
the wrong
sport.
ball in you.
No, no.
And
So
you just
the
came
point
from
of it
baseball.
is
Make your mind
that
up.
football is the fact that it was created the way it was. Why did the ball have to come from between the legs, and why can't he just turn around and give him the ball
But
and then snap?
because it came from rugby, and they do that in rugby.
Yeah. So my point of it is that the creators of this, in my opinion, are just a tad bit suspect.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about the
I
greatness
just-
of football.
those are my
the
2
great
cents.
American sport. But look,
Wonderful
Wait,
American
but
sport.
I saw- I saw-
Hold on. So you're saying that it's too feminine or emasculine?
No,
to
listen,
tap
no-
on your legs?
I just think that it's, who decided that was going to be the way.
Yeah, you
that
gotta
it had
have your
to
hands
go?
on his.
You
on
know,
his
like when you were
on his
creating
sack.
this, think about
Grabbing them all.
the meeting
Efficiency.
that happened to say that,
It's efficient because you say hike.
okay.
You say hike, and you have to get the ball out as soon as possible. Doing
But your
that-
hand is
Somebody
your
has
hand
to
is
make up all these
man.
You gotta be
rules.
rubbing his.
His
you gotta
hand
rub
is on
cheeks
his tape.
the whole time.
Get to know your buddy. Get to know
Somebody
your
had
buddy.
to make
male
these
bonding,
shotguns.
male
Somebody
bonding
made
people.
the
That's
rule
all
up.
that is.
Well,
Somebody
we got
did.
shotguns.
So there was a YouTube
somebody
Not in
video.
a shotgun.
No, they can't pass it that way.
But hold on, when I came up,
and they would be tackled if they did.
when I came up,
Somebody
and
had
it's
a
playing
media made this
basketball,
up.
we'd be like when they shoot the 3-point. The 3-point is a big part of the game today. We'd be like, man, he just stroked that 3.
Oh, Lord.
They'd be like, what?
Yes.
Stroke a 7, not a 3.
Yo,
Yeah, you supposed to stroke a 7. You supposed to. I'm
real quick,
be
y'all.
lame with a 3.
Real quick before we move to hot topics.
I'm concerned.
I
about-
saw a YouTube video of this
tattoos.
guy talking about how a pause moment, how a man's supposed to eat a banana. So what he does, he breaks the banana.
That's true.
Break it.
Break
Hot
it.
dog,
No,
you gotta
not in
break it in
half.
half.
You break it in little pieces. You shake it like you're doing dice. Then you pop.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
like
I think that's a little too much. You know what I'm saying?
like sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
You break it and you shake it and
Cold
you
as
pop it
day,
in your
bro.
mouth.
Cold as
That's
day,
how you
bro.
gotta eat it. You
You
can't.
break, you shake, and you put it in your mouth. Y'all agree with that?
My son came in town from South Carolina. We went to Ben's Chili Bowl to the new one on 8th Street.
Did he cut up his hot dog?
No, I got a hot dog, and they was and they
They got
my sons
burgers.
were sitting there,
moving right along.
and they was like they was sitting there while I ate my hot dog, and they didn't say anything, and they was
You
like,
was
"Pop, we're gonna
traumatized.
just let you get away with
It's
that,"
traumatizing.
because I just picked it up and went like this.
Yo, we like our time is
Flag on the
Friday.
plate.
We started
Let's
kind of
go,
late,
yeah,
so I'm
let's
gonna
go.
try to rush through hot topics.
All right, that's hot topic. Okay, hold on. Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna try to rush through hot topics.
Hot topic.
The first hot topic, of course, we missed it last week. Of course, this is Jada Pickett, Red Table. I love, I support, I forward. It's the best. The last two, I'm gonna talk about the first one that we missed last week. We didn't talk about when your boy, the basketball players,
Steph Curry's wife.
Steph Curry's wife was on there. She talked about how
I can relate.
She is upset that her husband is getting all this attention from women.
She didn't say that.
Let me say this, and then you can
You're
help
gonna
me.
misinterpret it.
She was upset that her husband's getting all the attention from women, but she's not getting any attention from men.
Right.
So I don't know how. What
And
else
she
to say.
said, she said she was deprived of attention, and it made
And she
her
wished
feel
that she would
somewhat
get that-
insecure. That she does feel some insecurity
So what
when
part
she
did I
doesn't
miss?
get
How you
the same
doing?
kind of play.
What's that break? So
But-
are we gonna
But she
talk-
did.
are we
But
gonna
she also
unpack
did
this?
qualify and say, "I don't want men approaching me," but she said it doesn't change the way it affects me.
Well, she,
Are we gonna
Okay, if you
unpack
don't
this?
want them approaching
Then
you,
why you
why do
bring
you
it up?
Both
Are
ways.
we,
Right.
are we gonna unpack
Exactly.
this, or y'all gonna already jump to your assumptions?
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
I mean,
Tell us what you
we
interpreted.
put context around it. We didn't.
Put
No,
your
because
drawers in.
to see men talking about this from a perspective of never having to birth 3 children
You-
is always interesting.
No,
to
no,
me.
no, 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 no. You not. No, no. You can't
So
turn it
let's-
to about
no,
birthing
no,
children.
but no,
This is not
no,
birthing
this is-
children.
No,
What's that gonna do with kids?
No, this,
You can't
no,
do
it
that.
has everything to do with it. Think about this. She
No.
said for the
Talking
last
to the
10
mic.
years. So for the last 10 years, this woman has been in a monogamous relationship with her husband, as she should be, and she's had 3 children. So consider that, a woman's body changes. You want to know if you still got it.
Her
Your
man
husband telling you
her
that.
husband
I
telling
think-
you
I
that.
think-
You're not
Let
gonna
me
listen.
finish.
You
Let me
can-
finish.
We can justify her feeling.
Let me finish.
We can
Okay,
justify
go
her
ahead.
feeling.
Let her
Let
finish.
me,
But you-
let me finish.
What she
Let
said-
me
what she said
finish.
was horrible.
Men
Let
that
her-
have never birthed children.
What that got to do with
It has so that's the ultimate reason why
I
you don't
birthed
understand.
children.
Let me say this.
I
That's
birthed children
all the
too.
more
Beyonce
reason.
knows Beyonce birthed 3 kids.
That's
and
all
she
the
gets-
more
Her
reason.
body
Sides.
is perfect, and men want her all the time. That have nothing to do with it.
So I'm saying, so
she's
so
not-
let
They
me
ain't
finish
approaching
my,
her either, though.
Let me
right,
finish
they're not
my
approaching her.
my thoughts on this, right? So it wasn't that she's out soliciting men
That's
to
not
give
what
her
we said. That's
attention,
not what we
right?
said.
But everybody, men too. And come on, Ron. You know why you're in the gym and you're posting on social media thirst trapping. You know you want to know
I
if you
do
still
not
got
thirst
it.
trap.
Ron is
Yeah,
Ron
he's
is
the
biggest thirst
Ron
trap.
is
Yeah.
on
But he's-
Instagram.
but
he's a single
on
man,
Instagram.
too.
He's
But
always
my
thirst
point
trapping.
of it is that you know how your granddaddy or your
You
uncle
get
or
it-
your cousin
no, you
go,
get it from your son-
you
get it
know,
from your
and you go
husband.
and you go, hey Steph Curry, you want
get it
your
from your
man,
husband.
you want your man to have to say, yeah, that's my girl.
First of all,
you want your
but
you
he
want your
does that
significant
though.
other-
And
does
he
that.
does
He
that.
already knows that.
does that.
No,
And he's in a public
But everybody,
eye.
hold on one second.
You want your
I
significant
think-
other
but
to have to
Sharice, I
check
think you're
somebody every now and
Oh, I
then.
see what you're
Jay-Z
saying.
does
Every
not have
now-
to check
ev-
anybody.
Oh,
No.
yes, he
Beyonce.
does.
You don't-
What was
you
the
don't want
award
your husband to have to
show?
check somebody.
What was the award show when the guy reached
dude
around
kissed
Jay Z
her.
and kissed
Oh,
Beyonce
yeah,
and
yeah.
Jay gave
Amari
and
Hardwick?
and Jay gave him the look. See, so you want your
No, he
husband-
did not.
He did-
Yes, he did.
He did not give
And
him
listen,
a look like
and
that.
listen,
But you know,
Because he
Sharice-
came and gave
Hold
him
on,
that
hold on,
first.
Dave.
He
But
just stepped to the
Sharice-
side.
Sharice, I think you're wrong because that's not what she wants. Because her obviously he gives her the attention and everything she needs.
And
she's
she said
hold on
that,
one
too.
second. Yeah, he's giving her security and everything. She is upset that these men are not hitting on her,
That
which I
is-
think is stupid. Like I saw a meme.
That is not-
I
that is
saw
so
a meme
extreme.
that was on air where
It's
it was
extreme.
Like, it was like you ever see the memes like it shows like the route to go driving straight or make the left. So on this side going straight, it's like a good man, a
extreme.
millionaire,
No,
treats you
that's a
good
false
and
problem.
pregnant, and then the other side you got the right, the no good man who just wants your ass, and here go her going that way.
Exactly.
It's extreme. She's not just out soliciting men. She
You don't
is
agree with that?
basically saying
Let me hit Tino
that
real quick.
over.
I think that it is insecure of her, but that's natural. Everyone has insecurities.
Okay.
She doesn't have as much following as her husband does, mean, I can understand a little bit. My wife is beautiful. She gets all the attention when we're out. So I get that. I see why. But I get lucky. I feel good when my dude gets some attention back, so I can throw it in her face.
See, what did you just say? You want to throw it in, not that you're looking for women, but back to your point.
So I can be like,
you're
baby,
not,
I'm good too. So people out here want me.
And you're not trying to like cheat on your wife.
But she is speaking out of two sides of her neck because she did oppose all the time. I don't do this.
Exactly.
I don't want
exactly. So the optics on it
I don't
were
want this.
the optics were really horrible, and also
I gotta move on real quick. I gotta move on.
go ahead.
Let's move on.
real
But you're
quick, the
entitled
other-
as a woman, as a man.
She
Every
I
woman,
got
every
to
man
move
wants to
on.
feel
Yeah, let's go.
desirable,
Let's go.
and they want
But
their
the-
spouse to have to check
Cut her,
someone.
Michael.
Good job.
Let's go.
But the last Jada Pickett roundtable was God, I forgot his name.
Watch
I
Night
didn't write it
Applause, by
down.
the way.
The guy was on it. He was a ex basketball player, and he unfortunately had a mental breakdown because he was in the bathroom. He got smacked on his ass, and it brought back a time when he was sexually abused when he was young. And I forget his name.
he said that he had never thought about it until something brought it back
Something
to
brought
his
it back in the
memory.
bathroom.
You
Who
get
was-
triggered.
Who was that? Dwight Howard?
No, it wasn't Dennis
God.
Rodman.
No, it was a new guy. I mean, not a new guy, but he's retired.
Yeah,
but
Grant
anyway,
Hill.
so it brought back a lot of mental issues. A lot of stuff that black people don't.
He's not
we
no-
don't
He had to go get
help.
counseling,
He had to go
yeah,
get
after this.
counseling. And,
That was interesting. Yeah,
it was a really. This last one was really.
That was an interesting take.
I truly apologize to everybody for not getting his name, but
we'll come back to it.
we'll come back to it.
Next
But anyway,
topic.
in that thing, he talked about mental
didn't
abuse
see that
and everything.
episode.
So it was a really good. So you guys need to watch the last episode of.
But triggers are real,
Yeah.
regardless of what you've
I was
been
not
through.
Keon Dooling.
yeah, that's his name.
I've never heard of him before.
Yeah.
He,
I won't
forgot
watch.
who he played for. Who did he play for? It was a really riveting interview. It was like he really talked about
He did. He actually had
And I
suppressed
can
the memory
appreciate
of
that.
being molested.
Right.
He suppressed it so bad that he had forgot it even happened.
But
Something brought it
my
back to
question is,
service.
that could have been the first time his ass was slapped.
Yeah, playing basketball.
Yeah. or most sports.
Absolutely.
Or most team
But
sports.
it-
Yeah, most
Well,
teams
trigger
would. You're
you.
right. Well, shit, they
probably
be smacking your ass
but
on
probably-
golf now.
Probably by a stranger. You know what I'm saying? That's probably his first time.
But it probably was a different slap.
He played for
Yeah,
Boston.
it was
It
different
It
kind of
doesn't
slap.
trigger you,
bathroom.
though.
It was a different kind of slap.
But you know, also with that talked
it
about.
was a slap grab.
Yeah, it was like-
Also with that talked about, that
Look,
interview
tough.
talked about, the wife talked about how when you put a loved one inside, and I've seen this personally, I'm not going to say who, but I had a loved one inside of a mental institution. And then when you see what the medicine does to them, and you like, oh my God, I can't let them stay there. Because to me, she just said she just watched as he was administered medicine in there. He was just didn't know who he was. He
There's
was
no doubt.
walk. It was
There's
just
no doubt.
sad. And I know I saw that person, so that's why I was kind of touched by that interview, because I was like, I had a loved one that was in a mental institution, and it
Was he-
seemed like
was
the
he- was he
medicine
mental-
made
was
that
he-
person worse.
Was he institutionalized?
He was institutionalized because he had a nervous breakdown after the smack.
Okay.
And basically, because it's just basically what we as black brothers or men, we don't go seek counseling like we should.
Counseling.
Yeah.
Counseling,
And
you
it's
know.
not just black brothers. It's anybody.
People.
You know what? I'll say this. I know I'm associated with a pastor, right? And it's her grandson is the young man who committed suicide up at Largo High School.
Oh wow.
Oh, the one they found the body last
no.
week? or whatever?
Yeah. So I'm going to the funeral on Saturday, right? And the interesting thing is
Sorry
that
to hear that. Send my condolences to the family.
his mother committed suicide a year ago.
Jesus.
So of course, right before Mother's Day is why they think that's why he actually did it.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? But my point is, he was 17 years old, and the strange thing is that I was talking to him today about how much pressure and stuff the soul can hold, and you still be functioning like everything's okay. You know what I'm saying? But really, you really not okay. You know what I'm saying? So we do that all the time. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I do that a
I
lot
don't think it's
myself.
just we avoid counseling. I think that just humanly we try to carry it and don't realize that we're limited. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And then sometimes we just feels like the actually going to a psychiatrist is something wrong with it. You know, but
We gotta end the stigma.
sometimes we just really need to. We can
it
probably
out.
talk it to just somebody else that
Just
we
let it
know.
out, stop
You
being-
know.
Yeah.
You guys, I hate to rush because I'm trying to move on. We got a guest
Go
in
ahead.
the building today. 3 small things. Of course, Tiger Woods is being sued by the parents of a drunk driver who who died in a car accident last year. They
That
claim-
worked for him, right?
No, what happened was the guy was at Tiger's and his wife's restaurant, and he got drunk there. So they trying to blame Tiger Woods for his death.
Okay, well that happens all the time to celebrities. If you
Tiger's
arrest
not married.
It's
anymore.
called, it's called the dram shop rule. And dram shop rule is if a bartender can be liable, and the business can be liable if they overserve you.
right.
If they see that you're drunk, they're supposed to stop serving.
How do you
That's one of the
prove?
first rules.
How do you prove that
That-
a business
when-
over
video-
someone?
Nowadays,
Alcohol
they have
level,
videos that they got
alcohol
videos
level.
to prove alcohol
Did they
level, how
have
long
his
he was
alcohol
there.
level
They have
fresh out
witnesses.
of walking out the door?
Well, he died leaving.
No, right after.
he
So,
left
so
the
within an
restaurant.
hour, 2 hours, it's
Yeah,
still in
he,
your system.
we got into an accident.
Autopsy.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
I-
Because after you die, then the process of stop the alcohol just stays.
So they're gonna go back and they're gonna interview people who were at the bar and say how many drinks
Yeah.
did he have. They're gonna get, it's a lot of
hard to
ways.
prove, but that is the case. So
That is
so,
the
so they're
case.
holding them responsible.
That's
while
called the
And
Dram
actually,
rule
and that,
over-serving him.
and actually, they said
And-
that they destroyed the evidence.
Yeah, and in this case, Tiger Woods' girlfriend, she knew him. She hired him for this particular event, and she knew he was an alcoholic.
Oh wow.
So
it's
that's
wife-
that's
they might be
Oh,
liable.
see, I
So-
didn't know all that part. So it's a little.
So they're gonna cut
more
that
to the
check.
story. That check will be
we
cut.
getting to the money. All right.
Well, good for them. Also being sued, there's a lot of people being sued. Cardi B has been sued by a local blogger, a rapper. Her name is Latasha K. out of New York for $1 million for slander. Basically, Cardi B tried to sue her first by something that she said on air. I think she called Cardi B a drug addict, prostitute, or something like
Okay.
that. So Cardi B got mad. But anyway, somehow or another, as Cardi B got upset, told her she was going to sue her. Cardi B's fans went in on this particular rapper or blogger, sent her death threats and everything. So she's afraid and everything. So now she's suing Cardi B for $1 million.
My God. Hey, I say it happens all the time. If you get money, that's the thing. If you
Just
get
'cause you
money,
got sued don't
you're
mean
gonna
that.
get sued. You know what I'm saying? Period. People are gonna come for your money.
Wow. And last but not least on Hot Topics, R. Kelly. R. Kelly's daughter claims that he stopped paying for her college education, so she had to leave school. I'm like, bitch, get a damn scholarship. You should have did better in school. You
Well,
know?
I mean, you could get a scholarship
alone.
in advance if you don't know that your daddy just stopped making payments. When
You
did
seen
just
this
show
nigga
up?
been struggling
Right,
for
you
years.
See, you
You
never
saw
really
that
know.
bitch kiss that little pee on
You
that little
don't know
baby.
the sta-
You
you
know,
don't
you should have known that his money wasn't gonna last.
No, hold on.
I
But I thought that R. Kelly's children didn't really mess with him like that, though.
They
Exactly.
don't.
They don't, but they want the
It
money
It
though.
was court order
But
payments.
no,
Probably.
that's all assumptions. That's all media.
Well, he caught the child support up.
He caught the child support
He caught the child support up.
They don't see him. He
So-
doesn't see them.
So if this was an agreement and
he
it's
pays
saying
them.
that R. Kelly is responsible,
Talk to your mother.
For
Talk to your mother.
She got that check.
Andrea got money.
She got that check.
She got that ass.
The
She
lady
still
from the
got
owner
money.
restaurant when he was locked up for child support, she came and paid it.
The child should not suffer from getting their education.
Go see talk to your mother.
No, see, this is
I paid your
what
mother. I
deal
paid the child support.
with. So if you are, these are separate entities, and that's another thing
No,
we're not
no,
going to do. We don't know.
no,
Let me just give a disclaimer. We don't really know the financial strategy of this family first and foremost. But if
Financial strategy.
if you are a parent and you are responsible for covering your child's education,
We
and
are
that is-
recovered
no,
responsible.
I'm just saying out there for
Yeah,
people
we-
that's listening. You know, if you're out there and you're responsible for your children's education, and you have a bill to pay, if you can't afford to pay the bill, let someone know. Don't have your
That's true.
child
That's a good
showing
point.
up to school
And they
to
get put out-
re-enroll
get-
and then
get-
get put out of school.
Look, semester is
and-
over this
Put out
week.
by security.
If finals is over, she
Well,
should have
but-
got put out back in
No, because
February.
She's trying to re-enroll. They said she was trying to re-enroll for the next semester, and you do that before the end of the
And
semester.
she could,
happens.
okay.
She had
So-
plenty of time to
But
get on the
the-
pole and make that money for tuition.
Yes.
See,
So-
you
so-
guys are not
See,
fair.
but the
Her
issue
mama
is,
can dance, so I know she can dance.
Yeah, but
You know?
the issue is here that the child's mother is also suing him for back child support that he hasn't
he
been
got
paying, and he's using the I don't have the money excuse to try to get him that change to modify. So if he kept paying all this money, where's it
And
coming
if
from?
you don't have the money, at some point you just have to let somebody know. Don't have your child showing up to re-enroll for school
Got a good point
and
now.
then looking crazy.
Is that what happened? She went to
Anyway,
go-
my
she-
salute
Because-
moment
Hold
goes
up.
to
You don't even talk to your damn daddy. Don't.
Right.
Why are you counting on his
So wait a
paycheck?
minute.
You guys, we got
Oh
a
my
guest.
God.
I gotta move on. I'm so sorry to be
we go.
rushing this segment. Normally, we last a little longer.
Salute.
Yeah.
But anyway, salute
That's what
moment
she
goes
said.
to R. Kelly's daughter. I hope she
you.
get the money to And you know, and your mama got a
it's
nice.
not just
fill
R.
out-
Kelly.
fill
Like,
out them-
Your mama,
fill out them
Kelly
papers.
got a nice ass. Get her back on that pole.
Fill out them-
That woman can split, twerk. She can make some
No
money.
Mama can get that
comment on
money.
Like, I'll wait for her to headline here because I told you I like her. Y'all didn't think
Yeah,
she
no,
was cute.
she's-
I don't.
I think she
I
is
think
fine.
she's
She's terrible.
Butterface.
She's terrible.
No
You know, and then she got
She has
that
to get
check
that
now.
Paul
She's on
Pilgrim.
that new show, Growing Up Hip Hop.
She's terrible.
Her and
She
I
has to get
think
that Paul
so.
Pilgrim.
They doing that thing. Anyway, salute to them.
Butterface.
R. Kelly get that together. Pastor, who we got coming up when we come back?
Oh, we got a fly dope artist from Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah.
in a house named
Okay.
Phoenix. So it's gonna be fly.
It be
Phoenix.
fly. Yo, give us a call at 202-656-1
You are
bar.
We're performers.
Salute.
You are old.
Why don't you just chill?
Just chill out a little bit.
Why don't you just chill out?
Why don't you just chill out and listen?
You got things on your mind that worry you? Keep you awake?
No, I just don't sleep much.
You don't sleep?
I don't sleep. I don't sleep much. I don't sleep.
Boom bap rhythm for rap is baptism, and it might save souls if masses half listen. Phonics on the track, the brass is in the pocket with the jazz and this hip hop mash. You can't knock it, you can't stop it if you try to. If it died, don't sleep, revive it so it thrives through. And as long as we alive too, this is Michelin star in the kitchen, no drive through. Death flow chefing it, A1 prepping it. Tiff's got a bottle on deck, most definite. Niggas can't question it, it's always raw. Like the sun gon' shine, we just always are. Like y'all can't see what we always saw. We was never up close, we was always far. Now we almost here, neither here nor there. And niggas fear no man, nor fear no fear. I got no fucks left to give. One dream, gun too big, can't tuck in my jeans. Everyday hustle, never touching a thing. And you wonder how I'm balancing weight with one beam. Ha. It's a mouse click. Southwitz. Don't ever doubt this. They ain't about shit.
They call me the agent of change. Since I came in the game, I really came from slinging them things. Made about $1.50 an hour, spending on Jordans. The rest of my bread was for re-ing up and recording. Hotel rooms, copping fifths on the weekend. My classmates in baby pools, I'm swimming in deep ends. When sharks seen the gunfire spark from the barrel, like the cherry on the blunt to get designer apparel where they ante up. Yap that fool, Killer Mike type, better run them jewels. Spitting bars in luxury cars, hot boxing with dope boys, putting money on my rhymes. So hot, then a foot in the booth and a foot on the block. Then wisdom of the streets, don't sleep is now my option. Death on the left and tiff on my right, and phonics on the beats is one hell of a night, huh?
What are you doing up? You've had a hard day.
Way up.
Oh, I wish it were that easy.
Way up.
I don't sleep.
Ever?
It's really been a marathon, I'm tired. Filled with diluted nutrients, I'm on the spot. I can't help it, it's the way my mind's wired. I wonder why everybody turned to liars. Social celebrity is not longevity. You can't be mad at the youth, what weaponry you gave them for combat. The content enslaves them. You looking for Jesus, but you can really save them. And that shit is called each one, teach one. I stay woke, that's why they call us don't sleep, son. My whole life dedicated to enlightenment. Knowledge itself is the weapon that I'm fighting with. Because tough talk don't do shit. A loud mouth is how killers know you bitch, huh? Like money don't make you rich. It's a distraction, in fact, it might make you slip. Yeah, plug up the loop, chop the Sam's. When I teach savages get dismantled.
You better not sleep.
The realest motherfucker. Knowledge reigns supreme, We don't sleep.
Don't even doze on this knowledge.
Wisdom, understanding is my ammo.
It ain't no shame in our game. We do our thing, son.
Choose knowledge over ignorance. Choose life over death, yeah. I bless the mic for the gods. Those who test eternal rest. Choose knowledge over ignorance. Choose life over death, yeah. I bless the mic for the gods. Those who test eternal rest. Propaganda is what they throw. It ain't about privilege, it's about what you know. Black lives matter, hands up, don't shoot. What they saying when I take they loot, but keep marching. Anybody threaten mine will see darkness for eternity. That's why shit ain't concerning me. It's modernity with futuristic delivery. Over nostalgic beats, I write my own history. It's no mystery, it's so-called conspiracies. The middle fingers in your face, I see differently. Whatever the toilet, the shit still stinks to me. Whatever the race, the pussy still pink to me. I'm not a rapper, I'm an MC. My job is to move the crowd, as you can see. You identify with nations. My home is the earth, so I'm good anywhere on anybody's turf. Dug up the loop, chop the Sam.
Each one I teach savages get dismantled.
You better not sleep.
The realest motherfucker. Knowledge reigns supreme. We don't sleep.
Don't even doze on this
Knowledge, wisdom, understanding is my ammo. It ain't no shame in our king, we do our thing, son.
Choose knowledge over ignorance. Choose life over death. I bless the mic for the gods. Those who test eternal rest. Choose knowledge over ignorance. Choose life over death. I bless the mic for the gods. Those who test eternal rest.
Welcome back in WLVS. You're tuned into Open Bar Tuesdays Radio. Salud. Come on.
Salud.
We got a guest in the house tonight, all the way from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
Come on, clap it up. It's Phoenix.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm great. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
DC is showing a lot of love. I appreciate it. I'm grateful.
Thank you for agreeing to come through tonight. We appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, you got to tell us now, when did you start singing and performing? Like, when did this bug hit you?
Well, I have kind of like the typical story, but then it's kind of a little different. So I started singing since like age 3. But like, you know, most black people, black experience, you grow up in like the Kojic, you know, Baptist shouting church. I actually grew up Catholic. So besides singing gospel music, I was singing in Italian. I was singing the Kyrie Eleison song. And then I had an uncle who taught me, you know, classical music. And so I have a very diverse background in music. By the age of 19, I started writing songs professionally.
Okay.
And then in 2015, I decided to get out of the industry game of like trying to pitch records to other artists and just take the same risk on myself. So I started putting music out in 2015, and here we are.
Doing that, huh?
Yeah.
So are you formally trained, or is this all just God developed, like divine?
It's like, I would say 70-30. 30%, my uncle, obviously, who's classically trained, was an influence on me.
For sure.
But 70% of it was just me finding my way as a poet, then get into high school and realizing that meant I could be a songwriter as well. And then it finally developing into my artistry.
Okay, you grew up in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir. Brooklyn, born and
Brooklyn,
raised. Crown
born
Heights.
and raised, huh? Is
Beep,
that
beep,
right?
beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
Okay, so how was that when you were coming up? Like, how was it?
It was very interesting because obviously because I was exposed to different things. I was still from the hood, but I was like this rare anomaly to my friends because I spoke proper English.
You was cultured and all that stuff.
I was cultured, and I went to Carnegie Hall and I saw a ballet, and I went to Broadway plays and different things like that. So it was definitely kind of diverse. I was kind of like the nerd out of my friends, but I've always been too much for either side. I've never really fit in anyway, but I don't want to.
The strange fruit in the crowd, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
No, that's right. Exactly. Absolutely right. All right, so 2015, you started putting out music, your own music and stuff. So you writing this music. And hold on, I hear you rap too.
Yeah, so what happened is I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but there is a platform called Afropunk.
Okay.
And
is that like that's a genre of music?
Yes. Well, no, what it
coming?
is a platform for black alternative artists. So if you're not like
mainstream
directly pop
something.
or mainstream, like if you're into heavy metal or like gritty soul or just all of those paradigms within music, Afropunk is a place for that.
Afropunk is a place, it's a platform where you can come and you can express your music, and people are waiting for that authentic, original.
Yeah, and they also like book really major acts. So like this year, I think Solange is gonna be there. Like major artists do the platform.
So where's it go down?
It's usually in Brooklyn, but they have one now in Paris and in London, I believe. So it's starting to expand. But it's really a great experience of like alternative black artists that don't fit these specific boxes.
Exactly.
And I made it in 2016 for an R&B pop record I did called Outside the Box, which is probably my most popular song.
Okay.
But I got it again last year for a hip hop record.
Very, very
And
nice.
so, you know, when you get in love for things, you got to kind of pay attention. You know that because there's only one particular person that picks you as to nominate you, because there's a final, semifinals where you finally break it down until you get to perform on that major stage. So you've gone through the ranks, and I didn't win, but I was chosen twice. And the second year he chose me for rapping. And that was kind of interesting. So I said, well, if he's paying attention, these people paying attention, maybe I need to keep doing it. So now I'm kind of like merging hip hop and R&B kind of thing.
Has the 2019 Afropunk gone down yet?
No, it hasn't. It's usually a summer event. I actually just applied to the one in Paris.
Okay, very nice. Oh, that's my fault. Got it. Sorry. All right, so it hasn't gone down, so it's going to be a summertime thing.
Yeah, it's usually, I think the nominations start around maybe like a month or two from now. Oh, no. Well, the 18 lands in 19. So then it would be the end of 19 to land into 20.
Okay, very nice.
So I got it 2016 to 18.
Now, would you do a song for us tonight?
Of course.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fly. But I got to ask you something. This is kind of a standard question all independent artists kind of get, and that is, what do you do to not get discouraged? You know, like when you don't get, say, accepted in the mainstream, or, you know, people don't jump on it, you know, stuff that you really feel passionate about right away. How do you not get discouraged? What do you do? Or what's your mindset?
I do get discouraged, and that's just a human thing that happens to an artist.
Right.
I think what happens is like, if you have a strong sense of faith, whatever that faith is, you just got to have a conversation with your maker, and you get signs. Like, for instance, I came out tonight to perform at another event, and now I'm doing radio, you know? So that's a clear indication, you know,
little things
the
to keep
hard
you
work
encouraged,
pays
right?
off, and people are paying attention, and sometimes the people you least expect will be the people to open doors for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. When I'm talking about, you know, I'm a minister, so when I'm teaching and preaching, I always talk about that. I call it the scent of water, you know? There's a scripture in the book of Job that says that a tree, even though it's withering away, before the water even gets to it, just at the scent of water, it starts blossoming again. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little encouragement here and there from various places, right? Just keep you going,
That's an amazing
right?
analogy. It is.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, you know, randomly, like today I have a friend of mine, and he DM'd me, and he was like, you know, seeing your consistency and your hard work just makes me feel like I can do anything.
See?
And to me, like that,
while you getting encouraged,
above
you
money and
encouraging other
checks,
people.
like just somebody saying like, you encourage me to keep going. And I see him doing his own thing, so I would never know that he's even checking for me like that.
Right.
But him seeing me making moves is encouraging him to continue. So you never know who you're inspiring, and I think that is really the bigger payoff.
That is super fly. Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad that, because we bumped into each other just tonight, right?
Yeah, just randomly.
And I was like, you perform. I'm like, you got to come to the show.
Yeah,
And you
because I
agreed
heard
to
all the
come.
beats and I wanted to spit, but I was like, let me chill, let me just vibe in DC.
Very nice. Okay, so what's the song you gonna do for us?
I'm gonna do a freestyle. I put out a mixtape in December, and I did a freestyle to Show Me What You Got, because, you know, I love females emerging in the hip hop game, but some of my inspirations in the past were men. Even vocally, as a vocalist, it were men who inspired me to be dope and go after what I want. So I did Show Me What You Got, but I did my own spin to it, and I hope I make Jay-Z proud.
Oh, okay. All right. So look, we about to clear the stage. Well, move these stools and everything, and I'm about to introduce the song
do
and
it.
present to others.
I'm down.
Phoenix, all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Come on, clap.
Yes. What's poppin', DC? It's Phoenix! Let's liven it up a little bit in here. This is off my mixtape called The Stew. It was a follow-up to my joint called The Gumbo. You get it? Gumbo, stew. There's a theme here. Hey. Y'all remember this beat, right? It was fire. Hey. Show me what you got. I'ma show you. Here we go. You ain't never seen nothing like this. The way I spit, these bars is lit. Or switch these hips, you can't forget these lips. The flow is sick, ain't got a lot of money yet, I'm still rich. And when you bossed up, they call you bitch. Yet still I rise and I inspire. And if you know Phoenix, you know she fire. I keep on living, but I do die to elevate. No, I won't retire. Plenty years in the game, no more I high. Plenty friends turn foe, I thought they ride. That made me strong, my fears aside. Tried to put me down, now I stood high. I put in work, built my empire. No Lucius or no cookie line. This ain't Fox, man. This is real life. This ain't TV. I'm coming, I'm gunning. I'm catching up. Look out for me. Hey. Verse 2 is always my favorite one. Let's go. Let's go. It ain't a matter of if I'm nice Only a matter of what's your price. I'll get at her if the number's right. Don't throw shade, just shedding light. Not much challenge, just a bunch of hype. I never been whack, yo, what's that like? A linguist, I use words specific. Khalid, you don't want it with me. Don't sleep, you ain't built for Fifi. Me see, this ain't a kiki. No jokes, this ain't for TV. And if I'm there, I'm getting PC. No jokes, don't try it with me. Other than that, I'm such a sweet tea. No lemon, dudes from Yemen who hold it down like they my brethren. Just a Oprah looking for her Stedman. A man who knows in investment. For now, I just hold it down like I got a dude locked up out of town. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, 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 it's Phoenix. Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got, little lady. Show me what you got, Phoenix. Show me what you got, shorty. These bars is a wave. Wave, wave, wave. These bars is a wave. This is Open Bar Tuesdays. It's your girl Phoenix. Shout out to DC. I'm here. You got Brooklyn in the building. I appreciate the love. I do. Thank you.
Come on, give it up for Phoenix from Brooklyn, New York. Salute. We'll be right back.
You'll get some rest.
Please don't say that. I don't sleep. You know that. So you don't have to say, get some sleep.
Been thinking about that shit for like 6.5, 7 years. And I'm over that shit, man. Wrote them a time or two, a few that had me loving them. I took a day or two a week. I call it cuffing them. And nothing feed the ego more like people in your ear. And nothing set people back like pride doing fear. Sunset on a pier. Appearing to affection and be laughing at my letters. That bitch, he with irrelevant. He rather by her caddies than me relishing his presence. Assuming I'm the rest and I don't know what he be thinking. Be thinking that I'm stupid. My silence is a manuscript. I bet he courting chicks and be amused because her panty drip. I fell for it too. I don't blame her, I ain't mad or hurt. I dream a little bigger. I guess that's how I had to work. I leave and I ain't bitter. Well, just a little. I piddle in my fantasies and damn it be the ones that you love the most and trust that be showing you the truth. When they lying, it's enough that I told them I refuse. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. And it's enough that I told him I refuse to be slaughtered for his feast of the lust. And his greed it'll cost him to lose what a lot of brothers kill in the street for. The PU is power, have him handing over billfolds, build slow. Act as if our minds are in tune. The fact of the matter, I was only loving you. He was so caught up in his life, I presume it was a catch-22. I had a situation, required a little time, a whole lot of patience. I'm thinking he's him, saw a whole lot of faces. I hold out and waited. I carry nickel plateds for the nights I was with him. I knew what I was facing. If you thought that I was faking, you're clearly mistaken. I was down for the cause like shells and Barack. My memory was faded from the barrels of some rock and the barrels of the Glock, fade perils of the shock. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave.
Hold on. Yo.
Okay.
Oh, she got back. Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the Open Bar.
Salute.
Salute. Of course, we were just gracing the place with Miss Phoenix, who did her thing. She blew the house down.
Nice. New York in the
Did
house.
that. New York.
PDO, your mic stands in her face. You know, she ain't getting enough camera time.
Oh, you gotta move on.
Mine? Okay, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
You did your thing, Phoenix. That was awesome.
It was.
Yo, Dave is rocking our
From the
apparel.
ashes.
Dave showed the apparel again.
Open bar.
Open bar is doing his thing. He even got the tag. He's all in, people. He's all in. Anyway,
Never miss an opportunity
he's
to
taking
show
it
your
back.
skills.
Right. You can order these shirts online at obartuesday@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the WLVS Radio on YouTube so you can see all the other shows that WLVS has to offer. Great shows here at the, what's this, the Listen Vision. We're doing our thing.
Absolutely. And I think also, you know, we didn't celebrate our anniversary like last year.
know.
So it's coming up again later on this year, but maybe we do it before the weather breaks, right?
Is It's the first week in November.
Yeah, we got to do it before but we need to do it early before it gets cool, right?
First week in
I'll be gone
November
till
is
November.
still warm.
It might
Somebody
be.
said they'll be gone till November.
I'll be gone till November. So.
I'll be gone to November as well.
That's so corny.
But we should bring Phoenix back to perform
Phoenix.
at the.
As it is right now, you'll probably get like an Indian summer. It'll probably be hot till like.
Right.
Yeah, to November.
It was freezing today.
It's gonna be a short
It was.
summer.
I was tripping
It was
on that.
free.
like-
I was mad about
what
that 'cause I
summer?
need to wear a coat today.
We were
Thinking
at
it was gonna be
Nationals
warm.
Park, and it was the
Indian
wind
summer.
chill
What's the Indian summer?
plus
You never heard of
the
Indian
temperature.
summer?
Yeah.
You never heard of any?
He's never heard of Indian summer before.
I lived in San Francisco for a summer, and so like the whole time I was there literally in summertime.
Yeah.
And as soon as I left in September is when it gets hot over there. So they get hot when we get fall, they get their summer. So September to like December is hot outside.
No.
Yo, we forgot to
Yeah.
say who else joined us.
Native
right
American
here.
summer.
Who joined us right here?
Oh,
Who-
come
who-
on now.
Native
Who
American
this
summer.
in there? Full family is in the building.
No need
we
to
lost
name
our.
her.
We lost our. What happened?
Oh, I'm so excited,
We
guys.
good?
Happy
Okay.
Tuesday.
Happy
Can y'all hear me?
Tuesday.
Miss Kiana,
Happy
come on,
Tuesday.
she's
Kiana's
here
in the
in the
building.
house.
So,
I'm here.
so Kiana is my drug dealer, by the way. She provides
your
me
pusher?
with toxic
With,
teas.
with her crack, with your crack, right?
It was a crack.
Liquid crack.
In the kitchen. I'm
So,
in the kitchen brewing.
She sells these teas, and I swear to God, I lost 13 pounds since I started. Since I started working with her a little.
He was in
You
the
try to be real
But you gotta
modest.
check him
I
on,
did
on
see the
Instagram.
picture.
First trapping though. I really wanna
First
go
trapping?
Yes. That's
This dude is gonna faint tomorrow. All right.
Holding my stomach in.
No.
See, but
No,
before,
no, hold
before
on.
her toxic teas, I was not able to hold my stomach in and look flat. But now I can hold my stomach in and look like I got a flat stomach.
Hold up. I
But
just
if I
added
let that
Ron.
thing
Skinny
go-
tea.
I just added Ron's friend on Facebook literally 5 minutes ago.
And I just
and his
deleted
profile picture's like this.
Yes.
Oh, is that the one with him in the water or something like that?
No, just lay in the bed. Like,
See, Ron always doing pictures like this, man. His shirt off and stuff.
I do
tank
not take my
tops and
shirt
stuff.
off.
That's
I
I'm
use a
saying,
tank top.
what is going on here?
those are his.
So we gotta move to
his
the
Beyonce
to some
poses.
important
Hey, this dude, I remember on the cruise, he stripped his shirt off to win the damn
A $50 shirt. I was mad about
to
that.
win a karaoke contest.
No, to win some tickets. But anyway.
Right, but this is the thing.
Anyway, good thing. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yo, Sharice, what's going on in the city? You got 5 minutes.
We have today was a really important vote.
Yeah.
On the 2020 budget.
Okay.
And so we were organizing. We talked about it on the last time I was here with advocacy around education and
Right.
increasing the budget. And we're having a situation where not only have we significant budget cuts to schools east of the river, we're also looking at schools closing.
East of the river.
And Ward 7 and 8.
Oh, that's over at Capitol Heights.
It's not Capitol Heights. That's in Maryland.
DC.
I mean, near Capitol Heights Metro. That's what I wanted to say.
No, it's not. It's
That's
not.
Howard.
Howard State.
No, but
Oh, my
Ward
bad.
7 and 8, those are people where we've been strongly advocating for around education. So shout out to Committeewoman Shiome Iowa and all the organizers out there. We're looking for council's roll call voting records today. Because the budget was, according to the city's auditor, what they called it fiscally irresponsible. And so we want to make sure that we are putting funds where it should be, and the least of us are getting a piece of it. But we also have a podcast out. You guys saw Mochella. When we talked about protests, but Mochella was another level of outdoor protest. And
That was the go-go thing, right?
It was the go-go version.
Why did you
of-
call it Mo? Oh,
Well,
because
that
DC
was the-
Mo.
Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Mo.
Look, Yachty, I had a
I'm
chance to
saying,
meet with
Mo.
him.
What's up, Mo?
And his team, and we met with Councilmember White, Robert White's office, and we did a podcast looking at how do we turn our protests to policies. And so a lot is coming out through that conversation. A lot of organizing at the
That's a
Check
good conversation
Enterprise.
to have.
And can I say this? That thing was amazing. It looked like
It really
It
was.
looked like a Coachella. It was like thousands of people.
And
Where was
it turned
actually
out
located?
it was right at the corner of 14th and U
Reef
Street,
Center.
but
Yeah.
it expanded through
It was
all
amazing
the
to
intersections, and I
watch.
just so happened to be in the middle of it. And I had a moment, you guys know Anwar Glover, aka Big G,
Right.
aka Backyard,
From the wire.
from The Wire, now with the Washington Fusion, with the Mixed Gender Basketball League. transition CV series. He's just doing it all. So shout out to Big G. But he looked back, and I was sitting behind him, and I was on the and I was on the. I guess we were in like the Sanford and Sons truck. That was the kind of DJ setup that everything was around, and so it was so cool to be in the middle of that. And he looked back at me and he said, "You know, I remember when we were doing this advocacy work, laying out in front of the Wilson Building before it was ever social media." Wow. And that took me back because, you know, a lot of advocacy happens on social media, which is what you need to see now. Wow. But I remember when there were no real visuals of the work that we were doing. Right. And so to have that moment of reflection with him and, you know, just an honor to have served in the trenches. And a lot of this work really does not happen on social media. Right. You know, it's happening in the dens, the living rooms, the basements, the conference calls, the webinars, the video chats. I mean, we are in the trenches working, and so we invite you guys for the call to action. So follow us at Crawford at Large. And you know more. What?
I want to know, Phoenix, because you're from BK. Yes. So how do the BK people feel about go-go? Is we like really serious here in DC on go-go?
They like their Tims.
That? They got but this bananas be. But anyway.
No, there's definitely a section of people who appreciate the culture. I'm actually just got locked in for a date for a platform called Soul in the Horn. Oh. And a lot of the mixing and stuff that happens at this particular party is go-go and house music. So there's a whole culture of like dancers and boom bap, you know, people from that culture who still get down for the get down and they cut a rug. Yeah.
So what's your culture music? What would you say if somebody who came to Brooklyn and tried to take it away or tell you to stop?
Well, right now I'm going to say what's actually trending because it's a trend, but it's something that kind of is overdue, and it's Afrobeats.
Oh,
Afrobeats is part of New York.
And that's from New York. Huh? New York is.
It's not really New York, but I can see how.
Testing. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to.
It's not necessarily a New York thing, but the
your mic is good.
Hello? It's not. The African population has like expanded in New York, in Brooklyn specifically.
So New York goes with the flow.
Yeah, and you know, Caribbean flow. I'm from Crown Heights. Crown Heights is adjacent to Flatbush Avenue. So even if you're not from New York, you've probably heard about Flatbush. Cohesive to
that's
like Caribbean culture.
From. Oh no, that's Nutbush. I'm sorry.
So what would you say is indigenous to your specific area? Because New York is really big. That's
hip
really not fair,
you know,
right? New York is super.
Jay-Z, Biggie, Little Kim. You know,
that's Brooklyn in general. But like her neighborhood is very, very, a big Hasidic Jewish population, so that's part of that area's culture too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find New York.
Because I mean, saying New York is
It's
saying
so
New
diverse,
York
it's hard.
versus
It's so diverse.
because DC is not the same as.
But to keep it real though, go-go has really transcended DC. You know what I'm saying? Go-go broke out of DC, so it's a respected.
Shout out to Bella.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's home. It's our homegrown indigenous culture. As a matter of fact, check out the podcast follow my Twitter at Crawford at Large. I just shared the podcast from Easy Street. Shout out to Easy Street and the Street Reports. Thanks for the opportunity.
May I ask what Easy Street is?
He's DJ here. He's on 95.5.
Icon in the city. So look at my Twitter, and I just shared the podcast that he posted.
It's
the podcast
DC's
is out.
version of Hot 97.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get that. Yeah, definitely.
But to go back to the go-go question, like I'm from New York too. I'm from the Bronx, and when I heard go-go then, 'cause I went to the University of Maryland for college.
Okay.
It was just to me, it was just pots and pans back then, because that's what it sounded like the hardcore go-go, like the junkyard in the back. Those that was but there was popular go-go out that I didn't even know was go-go, what's it called? Yeah, like all that was go-go that we didn't know was go-go. We didn't appreciate it, and I learned later on. And now go-go, much like reggae, I could take for an hour, and that's it.
I think I'm gonna get in trouble when I say this, but I think Jill Scott kind of put go-go when I say that her song that on her first album.
I know It's Love. I know you're talking.
It's Love.
That's a late development. Spike Lee.
Oh, we're doing the butt.
Spike Lee did bring
Chuck Brown with Bustin' Loose.
Yeah,
Chuck Brown with Bustin'
But doing the butt brought it to like the.
I mean, so put it like
TV,
this, right? There
screen.
were people who broke it out to their audience.
Right.
It's fair to say that it was, she introduced the culture to her audience
to Philly
to
and
save
New York.
the same.
But I'm saying, at that point. point, Go-Go had been. It already had left the borders.
It left the borders, but you got to think about.
Like you said, people didn't know about Chuck. But Chuck was doing soundtracks for movies and everything.
Yeah.
People didn't know it was called Go-Go.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of the problem. People didn't know what it was called.
Oh, he did do it for Rich.
And I think for a long time it was
That was
mostly
before
maybe
Rubber Band
undefined.
Man.
I think it has really just become really kind of the trend of it, the historic factor. We were defining it and owning it. Really looking back at the historical reference.
So let me test y'all real quick. If a person has never heard Go-Go, what song? He said it's working. He says it's transmitting. It's just not in the speaker. Ego, we right? We still good here?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ego gonna fuck us up.
That mic is like really low on volume.
Okay, but it's good though. It's hot though.
But it's recording.
Perfect. Okay, good. We good. All right, so
Pull up "Miracles" by Mumbo Sauce.
If a person had not heard a Go-Go song, what 3 songs would you suggest that they listen to first to really introduce and understand what Go-Go is?
Can we pull up "Miracles" by Mumbo Sauce?
Let's say what they are.
Chuck Brown, what's that song? It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that go-go swing. Hey, that was my jam.
It depends on. It does depend on who
Chuck
you're talking
Brown,
to.
and then I would
So
say
many. You got
Chuck Brown. Then you got the butt. Sardines, hey, and pork and beans. That was, y'all remember that? You don't know that one, do you?
No, the mix together. I was just thinking about the analogy.
And then talk about WOR and that D word. Y'all remember that?
Even Run Joe.
Run Joe, yes.
Run Joe, Run Joe, Run Joe.
And Run Joe has gotten popular recently because of Joe Biden, running for office.
Joe is running for office.
Oh, what about Lock It in the Socket?
Lock it. I wanted 2 seconds on this real quick. I wanted just this is the mood changer right here. Let me see if I can hear it on my audio. Oh no, okay, it's still loading up. But I want to play this for 2 seconds. The intro of this I think is so powerful.
What are we talking about? Still Go-Go?
It's Go-Go. It's called "Miracles" by Mumbo Sauce.
Oh, shout out to Miss Yendi.
And they're not even together anymore, but this is a song that I like to wake up to.
That's Miss Yendi singing right there.
Shout out to Yendi.
We need you back on the show.
So yeah, that's all you're gonna get for right now. But "Miracles" by Mumbo Sauce is one of my favorite morning songs.
Well, one of my favorite morning songs of Go-Go is "Doing the Butt."
Why you trying to get your morning sex going on?
Because those are songs.
I didn't know that was Go-Go. Wow.
It's Go-Go. It's right. I didn't know that.
Right.
Now that's where
I
had
love
Go-Go
to
in New York, but we just didn't know it.
I love to see the woman when they dance off what's his name? Put your booty on the floor. Put your one leg up.
Put your booty
on the
floor. I love the old school.
And then what's the girl? Anyway, we gotta move on. So many Go-Go is just the bomb.
I mean, and that's why that's another reason why we, have why the protests are so important. Another reason why don't mute DC is important. DC Unmuted is important because the history of it must be preserved. And we talked about looking at seeing more educators coming from DC that are homegrown to teach this form of music, because it's not just drums on a bucket or beating a drum. It's really different variations of music that can that people can matriculate to as a form of.
If you produce Go-Go, holla at me. I would love to do a Go-Go. I don't exactly know how, but I'll try.
I don't even think it's working.
It's working.
Nah, I'm just playing. But no, the people that do go, I know, we gotta be cool, but they're so awesome musically. Like I know people that have been in so many go-go bands, and they can play the drums,
Sunday.
they can play
it's a lot of instrument kind of music.
So,
hey, listen. What people don't know is about Chuck Brown is that Chuck Brown being the godfather of go-go. He's the one that did it, right? Chuck Brown produced like jazz records for other artists.
There we go.
He was a real musician. Like he could really play. And so
that's why go-go's known.
That's the heart of it.
because it's not like.
And that's why we must preserve the culture.
Absolutely.
He traveled the world.
Yeah,
People don't even know,
exactly.
and he took that with him.
And won awards that we don't even know about.
Yeah, but now we know. Let's go, guys. Let's spread the word.
Yeah, and Ty Tribbett also came. Ty Tribbett came out. His family's from here and Philly.
Yeah,
and he did a song that was go inspired too. So yeah,
Sharice, how can people get in contact you to help with support?
Yeah, definitely. We want all hands on deck. Like I said, you can find us on all platforms at Crawford at Large, CrawfordAt Large. At Crawford at Large. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and join the conversation. We have hashtags out there, the Resolution Roundtable and DC Unmuted, but also DC Don't Mute DC just went viral.
You're the bomb.
But it's so many people behind this movement and in front of it that we're just kind of syncing up with everybody that's really playing a part.
Don't let the culture die.
And don't forget DC Native Day. Shout out to Mr. Tony Lewis Jr., the Spice Sweet, Angel Anderson. The 20th is the actual day that the resolution was passed for.
You flew here.
And the 19th is the DC Native Day photo shoot.
Yo, Sharice, we love you. You better be here.
Love you guys.
Yo, we come right back. Pastor, what we going to talk about when we come back?
The biggest problem in love relationships.
The biggest problem in love relationships.
Just listen for
this is
I'm
going to be hot.
have to go to my Instagram.
Give us a call at 202-656-1BAR.
And it wasn't really that he won a game and I lost. He was careless. I cared less about what he thought. The fond memories fade away in the dark. And years pass by, not a day at the park. Not a rose for my heart, a dove for my soul. Not a moment of the truth. Now the truth will unfold. I hold no malice. I'm cool to the core. Cause I know that she ain't me and that he chose piss poor. The gift gives more. He'll see it if he don't. He'll spend years trying to find me again and he won't. His pride and his mind are a beast to be tamed. A leash and a chain need be obtained. Remain optimistic, depicted a picture painted so perfect with embossed scripture. The gift to your soul, a present for your past. Even though you gave me hell, I wish you heaven. That's class. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put my heart on my sleeve and my soul I believe. And for sure you deceive, so for sure I'ma leave. Bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put bright as the stars, dark as the sky. Things change, I don't wanna know why. I put bright as the stars, dark as the sky.
I'm worried about you. You don't sleep. You don't eat. I hear you get up at night.
All aboard.
Yeah. Yo, what time the plane leaving? Alright. See you at the airport. Hey. I'm leaving. Well, go ahead and leave. The call heard around the world from the wise of MCs. These cats is paying more than £50. I got my bag and snatch it down. I got to skate, but we could probably when I'm back in town. Scenarios like this is tear jerkers for the modern MC. I eat a blue collar worker, cause this thing called rhyming no different from coal mining. We both on assignment to unearth the diamond. When you start climbing and them eyes start shining, you be struggling and striving and they think you prime time and maintain it. Keep silent, make no an observation. It's confrontation. This is the daily operation. My concentration, stay focused on my recitation. About to reach my destination with no pause or hesitation. Baby, make the preparation, cause this ain't no recreation. This is pro ball, and we letting you know, y'all. At the show, y'all. Doing this for dough, y'all. Get the phone call, and I'm ready to blow, y'all. About to go, y'all. Been a pleasure to know, y'all. Know y'all, know. And I'm letting you know I'm leaving. But God willing, I'll be back home to drop these heavy ass bags up my backbone. Around the world with a catalog of rap songs. My baby girl is walking, been away for that long. But no, you haven't, well, at least it's how it seemed to me. My hometown is like a whole different scenery. The old timers on the stoop leaning leisurely. The new jacks up in the park smoking greenery. Easily taken for granted when you up in it, but it's sweet sinning. When you been down for a minute, move around city limits, break them down down with the vintage, the innovative, classical B-boy image. Collect the winners, cause that's the reason that we came here. This thing is not a game here, the fortune, not the fame here. From New York to the Cadillacs, Cali and the Cadillac, Chicago, know we innovate, infiltrate Virginia State, DC make me stimulate, Philly know we penetrate, Georgia make us generate. Let's set a date to get the pace. They celebrate on my jams in foreign lands. Even your mans in Japan know who I am. Minasan, make everybody out in the pan say Ichiban. Make that man know where you get it from. Phenomenon. Excuse me, that's a phone call. It's a show, y'all. Trying to get this dough, y'all. About to blow, y'all. Been a pleasure to know y'all. And I'm letting you know I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know if I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you know I'll never go. Even though you know I will, I'm a traveling man. Moving through places, space and time. I got a lot of things I got to do, but inshallah I'm coming back to you. Baby boo, I'm leaving. I'll be back to you. I'm leaving. I'll be back to you. Over the world we go. DC, all over the world we go. VA, all over the world we go. The Cadillacs, all over the world we go. London, all over the world we go. Japan, we go. Over the world we go. Paris, we go. Over the world we go.
What's wrong? I haven't slept in a year.
Yeah. It's crazy out here, man. Out for this blood money.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You tuned into the open bar.
Salud.
Salud. And I am tipsy off the bittersweet. Made without choice of vodka, triple sec, sour mix, and a splash of grapefruit juice for your taste. Definitely a good smooth drink.
Yes.
Tito, you had something you want to say real quick?
Yes, real quick. I know we're short on time. We started late. We apologize to our fans. But real quick, DC has now approved or starting to approve a pilot program where residents can issue certain kinds of traffic tickets, parking tickets, like for lane violations or for blocking driveways. And right now, 10 people per ward are going to be allowed to issue these traffic citations through their phones, through a DC app that will, take pictures of the license plates and a picture of the car if it's where it is, and that will result in a violation that will be sent to you afterwards. Wow. Now, one of my good frat brothers kind of put some context into this. He said that you have to put in context of where this came from. It came from Ward 6. What's the council member's name in Ward 6?
Charles Allen.
Yes. No, is it Charles?
Charles Allen.
Yeah, that's right. So he said Ward 6 is one of the heaviest gentrified wards in DC.
Heavy.
Very heavy gentrified. So these rules are kind of
being sponsored by that.
It kind of sounds like it's people telling on people, and you know who's going to be applying for these permits and applying them to who. Exactly. So I'm skeptic about it because who's
we
going to
should
be
all be
people
skeptical about
issuing these.
As a matter of fact, we need a petition against that. I'm glad you reminded me. Where's change.org?
I don't think it's a good idea. It sounds like that. The Citizens on Patrol from Police Academy.
Well,
too.
who are the 10 people? Who are the people that are going to get picked to do it? I mean, how do they qualify?
They have to apply. You can apply to do it.
Okay.
So you have to apply to be a tattletale. And go ahead and issue
and it's interesting because
I get it.
There are already ANCs in the community who are elected. It would seem to me that this role could be something added to the ANC members' responsibility where they can actually vote on this before actual one person can decide.
Well, it should be the DMV responsibility to have the parking enforcement to do this.
I think it's pure genius. I'm sorry, y'all get mad at me. I think it's pure genius.
And I get it because when someone parks in a driveway, it's annoying.
You got a ticket on your car right now.
So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. If the ANC gives a ticket, the advisory neighborhood commissioner, which is a seat that I previously held, they can then bring that ticket to vote on. Like the person should be able to come to the ANC to plead their case. It should not be an end-all be-all.
They can contest tickets, and if the issuer issues a false ticket that they get fined.
Wow.
So that, but even still, it encourages.
It's slippery.
It encourages that kind of like whatchamacallit, the
citizens type thing.
Those people calling the police on black people for doing
Yeah,
things.
I
can't think of the name right now. I can't think of any of those names.
Patty and them who.
Patty.
Barbecue barber.
Because you never know. Maybe somebody couldn't move
Patty,
their car
Patty.
because they need to bring the bags in, and you already. And they
Barbecue
just went in right
Becky.
quick to drop the bags off, then they're going to leave, and you get a ticket.
It's creating corrupt in a neighborhood already. Like, you're already starting corrupt. Like, it's already messed up that gentrification is happening. And I'm just being real. Like, that's just being real.
Keep it real, sister.
As a Washingtonian, it's like, have a little respect, you know, especially, we already have enough tickets in D.C. Like, they give tickets.
They got a ton of
for
parking
free.
enforcement people and everything.
We don't need another person.
Well, it comes from it comes from from DC's initiative to try to keep bikers and pedestrians safe, because there's been a lot of pedestrian accidents.
That's what they're saying. They always use
that.
That
is the bikers' fault.
It happens though because I do all the
bikers
time.
don't care. They be rolling.
I park in the bike lane a lot.
The bike lane.
If I leave my house and I come back, if I forgot something, I'll park on the bike lane because it's a separate lane. No cars coming.
But
you'll park your car. Okay.
Yeah. So if you park your car in the wrong spot, then
you the
get
reason why they
there
started
we
so
go.
fast.
Here we go.
Now we get to it.
The Bronx. I think it's absurd.
Tito, thank you so much for
BX.
that information, man.
Actually, Mount Vernon, baby, get it right.
Tito, tell everybody about the company.
All right.
They also our liquor sponsor, by the way.
Yes. So the Castro Law Firm. You can reach us at www.castrolaw.net. That's CASTROLAW.net. We handle all kinds of cases, from personal injury, criminal, family, real estate, landlord and tenant, whatever you need. We're a one-stop shop.
Are you familiar with the DC Office of Zoning cases?
I do.
You talk to them off air. Yeah, definitely. So don't forget, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Go ahead with Castro. He did that. Pastor, what's on your mind?
Yes.
Okay, so with our love relationships, I was thinking today about something that I kind of point to as probably one of the biggest problems in against the success of relationships, right? And that problem is sameness, right? Or imitation, you could
Look at
say,
her.
right?
She's ready to talk.
So it's sameness, right? It's like people tend to get in relationships, and whenever we enter relationships, even though I'm an individual unique to myself, and the girl I'm talking to is unique to herself, we get in a relationship, but subconsciously, we both start thriving for whatever image is in our mind, whatever that particular image is that and in that season. Because each year, different relationships ebb and flow to the top of the images. You know what I'm saying? Each every year. So back in the day, it could have been the Huxtables. Sometimes it's your parents, right? But then like now, it's like Devon Franklin and Megan Good, right? Good. So a lot of people are looking at even the show that comes on that Oprah put out. What is it? Black Love Exists. What is it? Black Love.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She showed a lot of black couples who are in love, and the funny thing about it is that every one of the couples on there is kind of telling the same story. And the problem with that is that it forces everybody else who's trying to have a relationship to assume that even if you don't want that kind of relationship, you're wrong for not wanting it. You follow what I'm saying? So you and the girl you're with or the guy you're with have to force against your own soul, against your own temperament, your own makeup, your own divine design. You got to go against that to try to make sure that you and her fit into what is trending as this is how a relationship is supposed to be.
Wow.
You follow what I'm saying? And so the problem with that is that this trending is with the soul. It's not like a passive trend, which is like a style. Where everybody used to, it was a style, I'm thinking of this example. There was this time in DC when Crocs got really popular, where literally everybody from junior high up to every nurse was wearing Crocs. Men was wearing Crocs, right? It got really big. It was a trend.
Funny story. I had to do a document
So you didn't have any
review for the president of the Crocs company. So
Okay.
I went to his house, and I was at the president's house. He was like, "You wear Crocs?" So I lied and said yes. It's like because I was his attorney. I was doing my partner.
We
so
know you're a liar.
Yeah. So I'm expecting him to give me some Crocs for free. So I'm like, yeah, of course I am. He gave me like little buttons that you put in the Crocs
Oh Lord.
to decorate them. And I was like, I don't even have any Crocs to put these in.
Exactly. But the idea is that
side story.
That things trend, right?
Right.
So a passive trend is a hairstyle, a way we dress, a way we talk, our slang, all that trends, right? Those are passive trends because you can follow that trend and not have a lot of damage afterwards. The problem is with relationships, you're following a trend with your soul.
Right.
So you're forcing against yourself. You're going against your own design. You're going against whatever you think. We try to tell people, be yourself, think for yourself, be unique and all this. But whenever somebody does, think about how we react when we see Hollywood couples match up and we look at them and we be like, how they get together?
Yeah, I tell my wife, I'm not buying your masters. I'm not Cam Newton. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
So, like that. But people will expect, because Cam did that for Sierra.
Exactly.
That
Russell Wilson.
That's
Russell.
Yeah, I'm saying Russell. I'm sorry, Russell Wilson. He bought all her masters.
Her music masters.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is great and awesome. But not everyone can do that. But if you expect your man to do that, and he's working at McDonald's.
So listen. So a relationship, anybody in a relationship can hone in on any aspect of another person's relationship, right? You can hone in on any aspect of it and try to force yourself or your relationship to be that way. And what I'm really and the point I really want to get at with this whole violating your soul or following a trend with your soul is the fact that when you do that with your heart and your soul, you cause damage that you really can't even quantify.
Right.
Because what happens is you could be with the right person that satisfies your soul, but if you're trying to please society and please everybody else and your family, all the people who are going to say this don't look right aesthetically, right? Mm-hmm. You can end up getting rid of the right person for you and then be praying to God saying, God, why do I always have the wrong person in my life, right? Mm-hmm. And people do this all the time because we really don't have anything that gives us strength to resist trying to force our relationship to be like whatever we're holding up at the time, saying this is the way it goes, right? And so what I really want to say to people is that at the end of the day is that you do have to play to your own uniqueness. You have to choose somebody that really satisfies and fits the key that fits the lock. And no matter how odd it looks to people, because some of these relationships that look odd are some of the happiest relationships
But
you will ever
it's
find.
funny you say that, PDO, because I know this is a pause moment for y'all. I know a couple that's been together for many years, and this is a same-sex couple. But in their relationship,
that's not pause.
No, because you know how y'all are. I'm just telling you in general. It is a same-sex couple, and they're really good friends of mine. And so, but their relationship, they've been together for many years, but they always talk about their open relationship, which they bring other people in.
Okay.
So to other people talking about that, you would feel they would be like, oh, but this couple is probably one of the most loving couple better than any female and male relationship or any other relationship. They are really in love, you can tell. But they do spice it up. They bring other people in, and they talk about it openly. They talk about it,
Well, to that point, let me say this. People always say. You know how people always harken back to the days of the Cosby Show, and they say we saw a positive black couple. Mm-hmm. That's nice, but the problem with that is it's so singular. It's such a small percentage of what the dynamic or the spectrum of our relationships are. We need to see that you could be happy in all forms of relationship. It just depends on what works for you.
Right.
Well, I think my
thing is this.
I think TV does better with that now.
I always think about this. People always say, well, I want a relationship like my parents and my grandparents and things like that. It's like, they've been together for 40, 50 years and things like that nature, right?
The same spill.
The thing about it is really, they pretty much got together when there was no
options.
There were fewer options.
Much fewer options.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so therefore, you only had to
and access.
You only had to study one person. So how could you fail
well,
that
let me
test?
say
pretty
this
much?
before we transition.
It's not
before we transition,
they're more resilient and more bound to the promise of marriage. And if they were married, they were more strict to that. So
I think that's
why they stay together more, even though they weren't fit. People stay together longer. Now I think people have a quicker tendency to.
Our threshold is very short.
We have social media now with the illusion of what's possible with someone else, and the desire of wanting what is black love and what is out there. But I think that you want to have a point of reference, right? So you need to have you want to be. If you're fortunate, you can grow up seeing families with strong family values, with strong values of stick it togetherness or stick it to itness.
Stick it to it.
And then from there, I think that it's true that you should expound and grow into your own ways of being and evolving.
Yeah, the thought on that particular point is this: that it's just important to have multiple different models in front of you. So that you can, but
you got to remember, you were barely had one. Right. We've come a long way.
But it's scary to an older generation to have more than one model because we like to think that this is the way it's supposed to be. This is what God wanted.
One
this
track
is the way that it works, and it don't work for everybody.
It doesn't.
That singular way doesn't
work for people. You have to find what works for you and work it.
And I think that's what I was going. Oh, go ahead. Yes, that's what
I think that you should have a model, but you should have discernment. So there's certain elements from a healthy relationship or from other people's relationships that you can set as a goal. Like communication should be in every relationship. Trust should be in every relationship, no matter how multifaceted it is. But having discernment, like, well, that part works, but this part is not going to work for us. That may work for that couple, but that doesn't work for us. We argue when we do that. So that doesn't work.
Like, can she at least suck my dick,
Right, but then there may be somebody else where they don't desire fellatio and they're kind of prudish, but that may not work for your sexual desires.
Absolutely. Communication is king and key.
What were you gonna say?
I mean, she kind of took a lot of the words out of my mouth.
They still make you?
She said mouth.
Like,
how's that mouth do?
What that mouth do?
This mouth talks proper and I'm
like
very educated.
As Quick Rock said, they still make you?
We know you can rock the mic now.
Go ahead, what you
and
say,
I'm putting the mic down. No, I was just gonna say like
She said she put it down.
I just feel like nowadays we don't really truly know ourselves.
Oh wow.
Before we jump in something with other people. And I think that so many people, they see these young people on the gram getting married at 22, 23. I found my whatever. I found my Whitney. And
That's
I'm just
marketing.
saying that I just believe that we gotta take our time. We gotta take our time to know ourselves.
Listen to that.
Crack is whack.
To that point that you're making, listen, that's very important. Knowing yourself. This is the thing. When we have a culture of or a culture of clinging to images, we don't know ourselves.
Exactly,
we suppress who we are.
Yeah.
We ignore what we are instead of embracing that, learning it, being really self-aware, right?
And then you become like a clone of what you
when
see.
You see these young people at 19 and 18 in deep relationships, they actually are getting a little bit better and more right.
I would agree with that.
They really don't care about all of those other stereotypes. They really in their own kind of
but that's what's going on right now. And that's why I tell them to do the opposite. I be like, no. 18 and 19, don't get in a relationship. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know if your penis in your heart. You don't know none of that. You need to. I try to tell my youth, like, seriously, 18 and 19, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to truly, like, people always say, oh, I wish I would have knew something at 18, 19.
What I said earlier,
learn yourself.
I posted this earlier. I said, take as much time as you need to heal from whatever past pain or trauma that you've experienced. Yeah. And then I also said something that says that we want to raise a generation of people who do not have to heal from their childhood.
And real quick, Pastor, I would say that you also have to know your partner. You have to know who they are. Or at least have an idea of who they are, because if you're trying to fit them into a mold that they can't fit into, then they'll never meet your expectations.
But they have to know who they are too.
And you have to know who they are. You have to know who each other are.
Right.
And I think that's
Pat,
very
someone let you
possible
wrap
as long
up.
as you're not clinging, long as you're not clinging to images. I think it's very important to be self-awareness is the whole thing.
Detoxing from social media will help.
I think the biggest lesson that we can take from this out of everything is this: all of us should make sure that we're careful not to try to force anybody into one singular way. What works for you doesn't work for you. What you can tolerate, your stomach takes, your stomach doesn't take.
Right.
It's very unique. So that self-awareness is not just a cliche.
Don't settle.
That's about what
Don't settle. If you do what you want.
Settle some.
Yo,
No
PDO,
settling.
where can I get that book again?
IamDarrellOwens.com.
IamDarrellOwens.com. He's here every Tuesday night, people. Phoenix, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
BK.
Shout out to
Oh my
DC.
God,
I'm
you
coming
did that.
back.
BK in the
Summer
house.
is coming.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. My birthday's in July. I need to pop out here in July.
Our regular queens, thank you guys for showing up tonight.
Peace and
We
love.
love you guys. Yo, we had a great show. See you next week.
called
Thank
y'all
you. Salud.
You heard it.